Natalie Serle here, answering the question, what is Bike and Build? And what you might see from this video, or how this project develops, is Bike and Build is a lot of different things to different people. But what I hope it is, and maybe taking a more philosophical approach, is a mirror for how people want or how people need to live their lives, and a conduit for how they can. And what I mean by that is when you're on a Bike and Build trip, you wake up every morning and you know where you're going and you know why you're there, but you don't know how you're getting there or what you're going to see or who you're going to see it with. All you do know is that you have to live that day completely and fully embrace that day, because you can't go back. And so it forces you to look up and look out and look within and be curious and see and experience all that you can. And even in those days where you're grumpy, you want to be alone and hammer, you still have to ride your bike and you still have to be part of that day and what that day has to offer. There are no mulligans. There are no, I'll do that tomorrow, I'll see that tomorrow. You're going to bed in a different city than you woke up. The roads are different tomorrow. The scenery, the circumstance. There might not be hummus in the cooler tomorrow, so you have to eat all that before anyone else gets there. Don't do that. But no, you live that day, or it's gone forever. And there's an incredible amount of responsibility in that, and also an incredible amount of fortune and luxury to wake up and have a completely new beginning and a fresh start, and not know what that day will bring, but know that your attitudes and your actions directly impact that. They not only impact it, they dictate it, dictate that day. And something that I tell my riders before, at orientation before I leave them, is that they're going to see a lot of grandeur on their trip. Obviously in the form of scenery, geography, topography, brochure type stuff. Everyone loves a hay bale. But also in the people that they meet and the stories that those people tell, and the narrative that the riders are creating themselves. Like those days where nothing goes right and it's raining and they're lost and the van's broken down and someone ate all the hummus in the cooler. Who would do that? But no, when they come back from a Bike and Build trip, those are the stories that they'll tell and the pictures that they'll show, in addition to some insufficient synopsis like, oh, it was great, I had a good time, met some fun people. But Bike and Build is impossible to encapsulate to someone who hasn't done it before, because Bike and Build really lives in between those moments, and it lives in kindness, and it lives in soul, and it lives in a sweet, elegant, understated simplicity where you're just riding your bike and you're just talking to a grandma about her life and maybe building her a house, and you're sitting under a tree on a tarp eating lunch on the side of the road with your friends. Those are the true moments of grandeur. And I ask my riders to embrace them and be present in them and recognize them, because that quiet power is prone to atrophy, and so they are the moments that fade the quickest. But they are the moments where Bike and Build entrenches itself. And so I think, or I hope, that's what it is. It makes riders realize what is important, what is true grandeur, what really does have worth, and makes riders consistently aware of the finite nature of each day and the adventure as a whole, and to appreciate it. And I think if you're doing that on Bike and Build, and if you're doing that in life, I think you're doing okay. So, TikTok people, what time's wake up?